Hello everyone, my name is Nathan and today it's time for another episode of Starmade. I was actually not really in the mood to record some Starmade, but then someone left an incredibly nice comment in the comment section today suggesting to build some kind of a helicopter using rotational parts and just kind of trying to emulate what a helicopter would do. And that is exactly what I fancy to do right now. So yeah, unfortunately we're not gonna build on the Mothership today, but I would say it's better than nothing, and maybe this helicopter thing will turn out actually quite nicely. Who knows, it's at least an intriguing idea, so thank you very much for suggesting it. Without any further ado, I would say we are gonna get started right away. Let's hop out of this ship core and we're gonna move towards the center, or we could actually just start by creating a ship core. We're gonna call this one Nathan Helicopter. Beautiful. Let's hop inside of that. Of course, we want to turn around into the correct direction. Now, the first thing I would like to do is make sure that we have some kind of a docking mechanism installed. And also there has been another update. I will have to read through the update notes. I'm always really intrigued what kinds of new things they have added. I've already seen a few graphical improvements. For instance, the build block did get another graphic. Now, I probably don't want to place this directly beneath the ship core. We might need at least 1 or 2 blocks in between. Let me think about the dimensions. I think we would have to go with more than 3. I mean, it's gonna be a pretty big chopper. We cannot make it accurate, otherwise it's gonna look really crappy. Let's place the docker right here, but we want to face it towards the front. That should be good. Now we can dock this baby. Let's place that guy right here. And oh geez, of course I do need a docking module first. We need a basic rail, of course. Let's see, we're just gonna plot it right here. It doesn't really matter where it is, but it matters in which direction it looks. So like this, beautiful. Right, and now we should be able to dock this thing. That was a nice aiming. So this is our starting situation. I would say we're gonna build some kind of a cockpit around this thing first. Do I want this to be black? Probably. I just really love the color black. Some people say it's not a color. Right, don't forget the symmetry plane. Okay, now I guess this was already a mistake. We kind of want the core to stick out so we can easily access it. Actually, we're gonna do it 1 block further down. Yeah, this seems about right. So we can have some kind of a glass window area right here, leading all the way up to 2 blocks above the core. There we go. And I guess right here we can have... There we go. And I guess right here we can do some trickery with the special blocks, something like that. So it's kind of slanted. Yeah, okay, this could be the shapes, right? Now we just fill this up with slope blocks and the rest could be normal windows. And right here we kind of round it off so the shapes look alright. Maybe we can have some lighting mechanism right here. We have some rammed crystals. They always look kind of nice. So this could be the light. It's beautiful. Okay, great. That's fine with me. Let's actually continue with a little bit of gray just because black tends to be really dark sometimes. Right, I guess we're gonna have a second window on the left and the right side. So we're gonna leave this space open and maybe install another light right here. Oh, this is gonna be a beautiful chopper, but then again we will focus more on the functionality. It's just to kind of set up a cockpit, kind of get an idea where we are going with the dimensions with this. Okay, slowly but surely we are gonna come towards the tail of the whole thing. So we are gonna go up somewhat like this. Okay, and now we somewhat have to take the curve into this direction and then slightly upwards. Yeah, there we go. That could actually be it, at least once we have filled it up with the rest of the blocks, you know what I mean. We will have to have space for some kind of an energy system. Do we need a power capacitor? Probably not. It's just gonna be a traveling thing. It's not gonna be majorly powerful or something like that. Yeah, look at that. We have a bunch of power modules actually already. We will need some power regen, of course, so maybe we could install some of that on top of here actually. Just kind of lead this all the way back to about here, where we are gonna try to connect those 2 guys up. Okay, we can have some more rammed crystals around this area. Right here we are gonna install the rail for the upper blades. I'm not sure if you have technical terms for the various those blades. I'm just gonna call them upper blades and back blades. So we want to place, of course, a rotational block. We want to place one of those guys in here, of course, before we dock the next module. Oh, in which direction is it pointing? Yeah, that is forward, and I kind of want to close this. Oh my gosh. It's gonna be a helicopter, guys. Okay, great. It doesn't look too bad yet. I kind of feared that it might be too small because we have to make the blades a certain size for it to kind of work out. Also, I will have to think about the thrusters setup. Of course, we want to emulate the helicopter as good as possible. So we need to make sure if we kind of thrust upwards that we are also increasing the spin of the blades in certain directions. We're gonna do our best. Right, here we are in the core. I can actually exit. That is good because we have to make a new vessel which we are gonna attach on top of here. Now, how high do we have to make this? Probably a certain height we have to have. Yeah, I kind of would like to make this the center block of the blades. Which color do we want the blades to be? Probably the rammed crystals, to be honest with you. I mean, it's like a futuristic space helicopter, so it does need some oomph in how the blades are set up. I would say we are gonna make those guys about 9 in length. That should be enough. Is that even? Yeah, it looks about even. And we also want to make it high enough. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. So let's say the 5th block is gonna be our rail docker. We want to make sure that it is facing into the correct direction. Select our rail docker, dock to this baby. Oh, my aim is way off. We can do it. Beautiful. We made it a little bit too high, didn't we? So maybe let's take this apart. We have automatically undocked, and I would say 3 will do. Sometimes I just underestimate it. Oh, no thrust, and we are drifting off in space. I should have some thrust modules here. Maybe we can add 2 thrust modules and some power blocks. Oh yeah, that was enough. Good. So let's try to dock again. Get rid of those additional modules. Okay, how about that? That is much better. And now theoretically we would need an additional blade here. And I just see, since we have our blades so lengthy, we might want to go back into the building of the main vessel right here. Let's just build a build block, and then we have to make this much longer somehow. Yeah, so maybe something along these lines. We could even think about lowering this 1 more block. What do you think? We might actually want to risk this. Just one teensy more block lower. Okay, so far so good. Now we need to think about how to make this thing rotate. And if I do recall correctly, we can do this by simply placing a button next to the rail module. Now the question is, do we want to do this on the top? Let's place it right here, and we kind of have to hook it up. C and V right there. And now if we use it, then the thingy majingy will rotate around. Now, of course, this isn't fast enough. This will bring us nowhere. This could be like the floating rotation speed. Now we need to think about how to make this a little bit faster, and of course we do that with a speed controller. Where do we want you? Maybe right here. That seems like a good location. Now I hooked this up with the button, which I don't think was a good idea, was it? I always forget in which order I have to hook things up. Let's connect the speed controller with our actual rail, if we can do so. What if I use an activation module on this speed controller? Okay, nothing happened. Maybe we have to hook it up the other way. We select the rail and hook it up to the speed controller. Okay, I got it. You select the speed controller, hook it up with the rail, and you also hook up all of the activation modules that you want to have installed on that. So maybe let's select all of those, and we are gonna enable most of them. Of course, we have to hook them up still. Oh, now it's only making 1 turn, even though it seems to be a little bit faster. I don't think we have to enable all. Yeah, if we don't enable all of them, then it works out. But is it faster? It is a little bit faster, isn't it? So if we start disabling modules, it will become slower. Oh yeah. Oh, that is actually kind of good. We have to have more space for those activation modules, and then we have to think of a way to enable them individually depending on what movement we are currently making. Okay, so we have the next stage. I think I got the speed a little bit worked out at least. So right now we are kind of in the floating stage, and as soon as we push some kind of a thruster button, then we want this to happen, that the module is just kind of rotating around a little bit faster. This is the maximum speed that I can get it. If I go anything faster than this, it will kind of fail and come to a halt every now and then, and of course that is not something that we want. And then when we release the acceleration buttons again, then this again will happen. So I think what we have to do is get out of here and maybe have a look into the shop. Oh, stop pushing me around. Okay, I went ahead and actually bought a inner ship remote. Let's check that out. I think with that you can actually activate certain blocks with your hotbar while you are in your ship, certain logic blocks, and of course that is exactly what we want. Where do we want to place this baby? Maybe on top of the ship core? What do you think? I don't know yet. Maybe I'm gonna replace it. However, we're gonna select it and hook it up with this guy here. Now we should be able to go into the flight mode, and yeah, look at that. No data. We should actually rename it. However, looking at this, we now should be able, if we scroll back a little bit, yeah, we can see the rotor blades nicely. We can now activate number 1, and will it turn quicker? We did something wrong, although it is hooked up properly. Oh man, I'm so stupid. I didn't press the mouse button. I kept pressing number 1. Oh, there we go. I can actually activate it. Look at that. Okay, that is good. Now, I was kind of hoping that I could attach this to my movement keys, but obviously this isn't possible. Now, maybe we can actually make our thrusters correspond with this module as well. That would be interesting. Let's see, if we place a bunch of thrusters down below here. Oh, they already hook up automatically, and they are placed in the wrong direction. Did I build the freaking ship in the wrong direction? How could I not realize that? But you know what, screw it. Let's just see what happens now that we have... Oh yeah, look at that, we're looking at it from the front. Oh my gosh, this is so embarrassing. I mean, this is one of those concept episodes. It doesn't really matter. This is not a vehicle that we're gonna use extensively. But if the idea works out, I want to make a bunch of drone-ish ships that actually use this technology, though I highly doubt the drones will be using my logic. You never know. Yeah, so and we can also have the docking module maybe more nicely placed inside of the ship. We could actually still do that if I think about it. It doesn't have to be as high up. Anyways, for beginners, let's try to actually undock just very briefly. We want to move back slightly, and oh geez, yeah, this is horrible. We're just looking into the wrong direction and the game doesn't know what I wanted it to do. But that is fine. We are actually very maneuverable. Yeah, it gives me a good feeling. You know, now we just have to imagine that we are looking at it from the right angle. But there we go. And then once we lower our ship again, we can make the rotation a little bit slower. Maybe we should actually install 3 different speeds just to make it slightly more realistic. Okay, will I be able to hit the docking station? And yes, indeed I am. Right, the only thing that really is missing is another turning thing around here. And do we want to have this like doubly? Usually most helicopters only have 1 blade, so most likely also only gonna install 1 of those. Right, let's investigate the situation. We want this to be... Oh geez, this is gonna get into each other's way, right? Of course it does, but that is the entire fun. I wonder how it will react when it turns around really quickly. Okay, so this is the front, then I guess we want something to be installed right here. Maybe like this, what do you say? And we try to dock... Oh. Yeah, we're a little bit upside down, but that is fine. We're gonna install our blades. Of course, those are gonna be a little bit smaller, maybe like 3 blocks. We shall see how it turns out. I can add how many blocks until we interfere? Are 3 okay? Oh yeah. Okay, now we need a button. Is this a button? Let's see, we have to install the button somewhere else. Oh no, I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Oh, look at that. I made one of the blades actually longer than the other ones. Come on, get rid of that. Right, now we want to install another button, hook this up with this guy and click it. Oh yeah! We only have to do the same thing right here. We have to make sure that everything is kind of hooked up. Now I wonder, can I actually use the same speed controller? Let's just hook it on. Oh yeah! Oh my gosh. A dream came true. Let's do that. Are both gonna be faster? Yes. Both are actually gonna be faster. I think that is more than satisfying for me. Of course we would want to make this a little bit lower, and of course we would want to build the helicopter in a way so that it is actually facing towards the front. That is always very important. But there we go. I think we are gonna leave it at that for the time being. I probably ran out of time anyways. This recording session lasted for a little bit more than an hour. Of course with the occasional talking breaks and just thinking about it a little bit. It wasn't a too complex build today. It was just something that I fancied doing, a good suggestion from the comment section, and I kind of liked it. However, even though we are not using this particular vehicle, this episode has not been in vain, because I kind of intend to build my drones with helicopterish parts for the mothership, and the mothership has plenty of space for drones. I mean, it is just kind of huge, and we have so much space inside of it, so much empty room that we can utilize for drones and such things. However, I would say at this point we're gonna wrap up the episode. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great time, and hopefully I'm gonna catch you in the next one. Bye bye.